Ibn Sa'd wanted to bring the al-Bayt of revelation into Kufa in the most humiliating manner possible. Suddenly, a Haydari cry shook the plain, the resonance of Haydar in the firmness of Zaynab's words.
Wait, pay close attention to what you see and what you hear as you accompany the caravan, so that you may feel this important news. Dandelion, have you awakened?
Yes, the sleep of us dandelions is not as deep as the sleep of human heedlessness. We awaken with the breeze of the first sigh.
You are right. It is better for you to get ready soon. The caravan of the Ahlul-Bayt must move from Karbala toward Kufa. Once again, you must close your eyes and become a traveler through history.
Is the Imam also with us on this journey?
Yes, the Imam is always beside the caravan. He is the entire hope of this caravan.
What does that mean?
Stay with us until Arbaeen and endure it. Then you will understand why this master is the hope of this caravan. Do you still want to hear the events from the tongue of someone who touched those moments with his entire being?
Yes, this is the best way to narrate it. Let us go.
It was the morning of the 11th of Muharram in the year 61 AH. I am the camel carrying Ali ibn al-Husayn, peace be upon him, on the road to Kufa and Sham. What I am about to tell you, I did not perceive with my eyes, but with every bone in my body, with my soul and with my spirit. If only I had not existed and had not witnessed that morning. That morning, by the order of Umar ibn Sa'd, the drums of departure were sounded. Ibn Sa'd, intoxicated by a hollow pride, wanted to bring the Ahlul-Bayt of revelation into Kufa in the most humiliating manner possible, so that he might both strike fear into the weak-hearted people and make his empty victory appear great. So he ordered that the women and children of the sacred sanctuary be mounted upon us while we were lame camels, without saddles or litters. The caravan of the captives of the family of Allah, the bearers of the heaviest mission in history, was preparing to move. But we camels were overcome through and through by an endless grief. How could these pure and sacred ladies ride upon us without howdahs? Someone had to help them mount. Suddenly, a Haydari cry shook the plain. "Stand back, O vile and evil-natured non-mahrams!" It was the voice of a man, the resonance of Haydar in the firmness of Zaynab's words. She drove the strangers away, and then, with complete sanctity, mounted each of the women and children upon the camels, one by one. But now it remained to be seen how she herself would mount. It was a harsh and heart-rending moment. The daughter of Ali, peace be upon him, whom until yesterday no one had even seen the shadow of, and for whom Abbas, peace be upon him, had always offered his knee as a step for his sister, now had to mount the camel before the eyes of the unlawful ones. Zaynab cast a pressively glance toward the pit, as though she had a plea for her brother. Then she looked toward Alqamah. Perhaps she was waiting for Abbas, peace be upon him, to rise, drive the unlawful ones away, and help her mount. And how beautifully help arrived. Suddenly, a sweet and soul-stirring call to prayer was heard from the direction of the pit. It was as though Sayyid al-Shuhada wished to recite a farewell adhan behind his departing travelers. Yes, it was the sound of my master Husayn's adhan, peace be upon him. A beautiful call emerging from a parched and severed throat. All the attention of that blind-hearted army was drawn toward the pit. They all stood stunned and bewildered. And amid that commotion, no one understood how the noble lady of Banu Hashim mounted the camel. Now everyone had mounted. Imam Sajjad, that manifestation of a mountain of patience, was also mounted upon me with a feverish body. Upon me, the lame camel without saddle or gear. I was shattered. A whole caravan from the people of paradise was moving within a ring of spear-bearing riders. And the answer to the cries of the children was nothing but the butt ends of spears and cutting taunts. With a broken heart, there was only one thing I was able to do. Along the road, I would draw near to each camel and softly say, "Do not move too fast. These are the daughters of Ali and Fatima. Do not fail in your duty. Let it never be that we four-legged creatures, like these deformed two-legged beings, should have our names carried through history in disgrace." But the peak of grief and sorrow came when, by the order of Ibn Sa'd and in the word, to show the height of their wickedness, they made the caravan pass by the pure bodies. A strange sight. A plain dyed in the blood-red color of poppies, pure bodies torn to pieces, without ritual washing and without shrouds, lying upon the burning earth. And even the sky had taken on the color of blood. The wind in the desert was breathing heavily, chanting a lament, and it had spread the ashes of the half-burned tents over the pure bodies of those tulips like a silken shroud. When we drew near, a resurrection of sorrow broke loose. Ashura happened all over again. The distraught women and children threw themselves down from our backs onto the ground. Kulthum and the other women raised cries of mourning, and the silence of the plain of Nainawa was shattered. Each flower embraced another flower, and in the midst of it all, Sukaina bint al-Husayn, like a restless butterfly, threw herself upon the torn and shattered body of her father, and wept so bitterly that even the stones of the desert lamented with her.
But the hard-hearted executioners attacked and dragged Hussein's precious remnant away from her father's body, whipping her as they pulled her away. And that was the condition of all the captives of Nainawa. But the tale of Imam Sajjad's sorrows is something else entirely. When the master of the worshippers fixed his gaze upon the pure, headless body of his father, the Imam's heart became so overwhelmed with grief that it was as though his chest could no longer bear to keep his soul within it. The color drained from his face, and his breaths became strained and numbered. Zaynab al-Kubra, that mountain of pain, by her divine insight realized that the life of Allah's proof was in danger. So she turned to her nephew and said in a motherly tone, "O remembrance of my brother, what is this state that I see in you? It seems as though you wish to let the bird of your soul fly out from the cage of your body. My aunt, how could it be otherwise? I see my father and my family fallen in blood upon the earth, and there is no one to bury them." It was here that the aunt of the Sayyids, Zaynab al-Kubra, in the heart of all that grief, gave glad tidings of the victory of light over darkness, so that it might be a comfort for the sorrows of her Imam. Then she said, "O light of my eyes, do not grieve. A banner shall be raised over your father's grave, and the passage of time shall never be able to erase its sign." In the end, the caravan set out with hearts torn to pieces, and we slowly moved farther and farther away from Karbala. And I knew that this was only the beginning of the road for this caravan, a road whose ending would not be written at the Arbaeen of the year 61 AH, but perhaps centuries later at the hands of another Husseini.
Dandelion, why do you say nothing?
I have nothing to say. My heart is broken. Am I supposed to be the messenger of all this sorrow? I do not have the strength to carry it.
All of history knows the sorrows of captivity, even if it does not truly understand them. But you are meant to be the messenger of an important piece of news.
What news could be more important than this endless grief, the condition of the captives, and those pure and sacred bodies lying upon the earth without ritual washing and without shrouds?
News that the aunt of the Sayyids knew 1,400 years ago. And so she endured a world of calamities. Bearing all that pain upon her soul was the guarantee that this news would be fulfilled. You must understand the news of Arbaeen in the year 61 AH very well. Wait, pay close attention to what you see and what you hear as you accompany the caravan, so that you may feel this important news with all your heart and soul. Hear the message of Zaynab and then be able to deliver it passionately to the ears of others.
But every time you have told me to close my eyes.
I told you to close the eyes of your head. I did not tell you to close the eyes of your heart. Let it reach the ears. It must be so.
The Imam is coming. What a light!
He is the light that illuminates all the darkness of history. When he comes,